Hi guys, how are you? Hope everybody's okay. I'm great. I'm fucking amazing. So, there's a lot of karma that was cleared. On a whole, if you succumbed to being stripped, working on yourself, understanding that you've done things in this lifetime and in past lives that you had to pay for, once you awaken, this is one of the first few steps of your awakening, is dealing with the karma, whether it's for yourself or for your ancestral line, to get your ancestors out of being stuck from past life karma as well. If you succumb to this and you have accepted being stripped, having things being taken away, having people being taken away, you being taken away from people, understanding, going with the flow, understanding the process and trusting the process. We all had karma on a grand scale for how we treated the earth, animals, eating animals. I know some people are weird when it comes to being vegan. At first, when I did this, I started to feel like I was unhealthy and that I didn't have enough energy, and that it wasn't something that was for me because I was already thin, and I felt like when I changed my diet, I just felt different. But then I realized that my body was like purging a lot of the toxins that I was taking in. I ate a lot of sugar. I could eat whatever I wanted and not gain a pound. People could watch me eat and they could gain the weight. I could eat the same cheesesteak and take a shower and burn it off. And that created problems with people. That's the kind of shit that creates envy in people who are insecure with themselves. Like I said, it has nothing to do with you. When somebody's envious or jealous, it has nothing to do with something that you're doing to them. You could be the kindest person to somebody, and if they're not secure with themselves and you are, there's going to be a problem there. It's something that they need to work on themselves. And as empaths, we'd want to try and fix these kinds of people. And there's just some kind of broken you can't fix. So I want to get that out of the way for anybody who's had to deal with jealous or envious women or men, vice versa, however it goes. Because I've had both genders act like this towards me. I've literally dated guys who I found out because of my work ethic and the accolades that I got for being a roofer that was a female, and people would say how hard I worked. I actually seen it in their faces. This is like my own father taught me everything I knew, but then eventually became jealous. If I had gotten a compliment about how hard I worked, he could not allow me to have that compliment without him saying afterward, well, where do you think she learned it from? You know what I'm saying? So it just gets to the point where you have to pull back and remove yourself when this happens, because anything that has to do with jealousy or envy never ends well if you stay in the same energy space. So that will cause karma, though. Being jealous or envious of somebody that's doing well or has some kind of a skill or talent or anything creates karma. Wanting to wish bad on someone else creates karma. Doing bad things to people, stealing, all these things create karma. Not treating people the way that you expect to be treated creates karma. And this is like amazing. And I'm so grateful for karma, because without the universe and karma, like, people would just constantly be doing shit and that's wrong. And we would just be like up shit's creek with no paddle, right? So karma is a way of keeping people in line. It's like the universe as our parent literally whooping our asses into shape and saying, you're not going to get out of this situation until you understand the part you played in it, and that you need to stop doing this. Because clearing karma, like, I listen to karma cleansing frequencies from Elke Naher's channel, right, for clearing karma. And there's multiple people now, these channels, who have created frequencies to clear ancestral karma, past life karma, trauma, all that other stuff. Now, you clearing it and then going back and doing the same shit, and it's crazy. And now, when I say this, it's like, people, why do you have to say this? It's crazy because people will actually believe that they can clear the karma and then go back and do the same shit, and you're not going to go right back into karma. It's not up to you what kind, how much you get. It's up to the universe, because the universe knows everything you said, you've done, and knows what's in your heart, right? So there's karma being cleared on a mass scale right now. I can feel my karma's being cleared because amazing things are starting to happen in my life. Places where I felt like there may have been blocks, especially financially, are being removed. I'm starting to meet people who are like-minded like myself. Because for a while in your awakening, you feel like, is this really happening? Like, am I losing my mind? Why does nobody else seem to understand what I'm going through, right? You may come across people and you may try to explain your situation to them and they may look at you like you got 3 friggin' heads, right? You're not crazy, you're waking up. You'll understand that the world is insane. You are probably one of the more sane ones. If you were an empath and you were a light worker and a chosen one, you always went a different route. You questioned things in your life. When everybody else was doing something in a group, you would always be by yourself, and you were made out to be the strange one. You're not the strange one. They were the strange ones for following the masses and just kind of keeping up with the Joneses and doing what everybody else said and did and not defending themselves and not speaking their own truth and just going along with what everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's like nobody wants to be a robot. So if you were like a very unique individual and you were made to be something else, you were actually the same one the whole time. Isn't that some shit, right? You were the same one the whole time, and when you wake up you realize the whole world is actually crazy, right? So you can also tell what kind of karma somebody's going to get by their actions. You can pretty much, like, when you have foresight and you understand all of this law of attraction, the laws of the universe, and karma, it's a lot easier to maneuver through life and understand, like, all right, if I do this and say this, then I'm going to get this back tenfold, right? It definitely humbled my ass big time. Karma humbled my ass big time. The universe gave me an ass whooping I will never forget, but it was for me. It was not happening to me. So I'm sure that you're experiencing the same thing. I'm so thirsty. This smart water with the dandelion, what is it? Tangerine extract. It's really delicious. I only drink alkaline water now, and I feel a lot better doing it because I know that they put a lot of lead in the other water, even all bottled water. Some of the really expensive bottled waters had a very high lead count in it. So just throwing that in there as a little FYI. But you can pretty much tell what kind of karma somebody's going to get. For instance, somebody who's a thief, somebody who manipulated people, get rich quick schemes, and, not just these people who call from Nigeria and try to tell you that you have a relative who passed and they just miraculously want to leave you 10 mil. Wouldn't that be great? But not just them, but just people who manipulate people to get money out of them. People who lie about their situation and make it seem worse and make it seem like they're the victim and they got stolen from, and somebody did some shit to them, and then they get money handed to them and they never pay them back. Those kind of people, those manipulative, toxic people who can never go out and just find a job on their own. They live their whole life through crime and manipulation and theft and lying. They're going to have the same thing happen to them. If you murdered somebody, you will more than likely be murdered by somebody. It's that energy thing of what you put out, you get back, right? But like I said before, when it comes back to you, it built up momentum now because it couldn't go where you wanted to send it, because that person now you were sending it to has changed their vibrational frequency. So now it can't match that person. So now it has to come all the way back, and it's got to go back to sender. But by the time it comes back and builds up momentum now energetically, you get that negative energy back like tenfold at least. So be careful what you put out there to people. Be careful what you wish on people. Be careful how you treat people. If there's a mother, let's say for instance, that held so tight to their kids because they just didn't know how to let go and let them be adults, that they actually hindered them from growing, that parent is going to wind up spending their last days alone and dying alone. This isn't me making it up. This is the universe. It's 3 o'clock exactly on my phone. When I look down, I test what I'm saying a lot with numerology and time, because a lot of the time when I'm saying something truthful, or I have like one of these aha moments and I look at the time, it's usually 12:12, 1:11, 2:22, and that's how you know that you're on to something. So, or double zeros like that. So, you know, I don't feel like a lot of us meant to put ourselves in karma, and a lot of us don't even know half the shit that we did in our past lives. But when you awaken, it's an opportunity for a whole new life. But before you get to that whole new life, you for sure have to clear out some shit you did in a past life and this life, you know, to yourself. I was more detrimental to myself than I was anybody else. I hurt myself in this lifetime more than I hurt anybody that I knew. And it's funny because when you work on yourself and you have family around you that says, we just want you to be like this and we just want you to get clean, you know, and then you go and do that, they'll show their true colors, because if there's not a secret that they're hiding, right? If there's not a secret that's being hidden, a lot of you had family members that you should have gotten parts of wills. A lot of family members have used their children's social security numbers for credit and for nefarious reasons, we'll just say, right? When you have a family, an entire family that kind of just, because I've talked to a few people over the past few months that had some shit like this happen, where they worked on themselves, they bettered themselves, and then their family wanted nothing to do with them, and they found out it's because there was a big family secret. You know, it could be multiple reasons. I'm not going to get into all of them. You all have your own situations going on, and you'll find out, because the truth always comes out, which is another amazing thing about the universe and energy, is that it has to come out. It's impossible for it not to come out. Everything that's done in the dark comes to the light, whether it's witchcraft, black magic, all that shit, whether it's lies, manipulation, cheating, children that don't belong to this man. It's going to come out. It always does. So you'll notice that the same people who said that they just wanted good for you are now not there when you do better, because number one, now they're forced to have to look at the shit that they are doing wrong in their life that they projected onto you your entire life. Two, it's not fun now to not have the punching bag scapegoat around, right? They're going to have to find a new scapegoat. They're going to have to find a new punching bag. I feel sorry for that person, because I know what it feels like to always have your entire family pointing fingers at you, as if everything that you did affected them so bad. And really, you understand when you wake up, who the fuck did it affect most? It affected me the most. I was more harmful to myself than I was anybody else. It really didn't affect anybody at the end of the day. But you learn to let this go, because when you hold on to this stuff, you'll stay stuck mentally. And then if you're stuck mentally, you'll be stuck physically as well. So, but karma, like, you can pretty much tell what kind of karma somebody's going to get by the shit that they did in their life. So you'll be able to judge basically like what kind of karma you're going to get. Like, I didn't appreciate the money that I worked so hard for. I spent it on things that I shouldn't have. And that my karma was that I got hit financially, you know? That's changing now. And I'm very grateful for that, because these crazy things are happening to me. When you're going through tough situations, right, you have to act as if you have whatever it is you're asking the universe for, whatever this manifestation is that you want. You have to act as if you've already received it, which means when you get left hooks thrown at you in life, it's very easy to pop off and play the victim and say, why me, and get angry. You know, you're going to come across people who are strategically placed there to set you off and to be a diversion on your path. You have to know this, so that if somebody cuts you off and you're driving, understand that that can fuck up your whole energetic field. So if you have something amazing coming towards you energetically, and you now are in this mindset of that motherfucker did it right, like that, it will go away from you now, because it's not a match. It's not a match for your energetic field. Now it's like all the shit's screwed up and mixed up, and it's like it thinks it has the wrong address. You understand? So it's very difficult to do, because it took me a while to just let things happen and understand that if something didn't work out, it's because the universe knew it had something better for me, or I wasn't ready for it, or it wasn't for me. So it's very important to do this. Keep your energy like this all the time, and know that when something pisses you off, or you feel like something is ticking you off or triggering you, laugh it off and understand that this is something sent by a dark force to keep you off your path, distract you from your path. You know what I'm saying. So there's a lot of karma that's just been cleared. Now, for the people who didn't during this quarantine, right? For the people who didn't during this fake sickness they keep talking about. As I'm sitting outside, though, to talk about this, like, because I feed the birds every morning now, right? Because I feel like if I can eat, then why would I not feed the birds? We're all one being, right? So they are outside all the time, right? Animals outside a lot. These birds never go inside. These birds are not getting sick. We're not seeing dead birds on the ground. Like, literally, is anybody just seeing birds falling to their death because of some kind of toxicity that's in the air that they're talking about? That's because the shit doesn't exist. It never did. It was very easy to tell people who had your simple flu and a cold that's what it was, because people want to believe everything that they hear. But I don't see birds. I see birds like literally, like it's like nothing's affecting them, and their immune systems are nowhere near what our immune systems are. Wouldn't we be seeing dead birds all over the place if there was something toxic in the air? Most people are awakened to the fact that this was all a hoax now, right? And it was for depopulation, and they can do whatever they want with my video, and I'll just keep making them again. But you know, anyway, so I forgot what I was even talking about, because once I get into talking about that, it's just like I get angry that people actually believe this shit, and I see people allowing their kids on like these videos on YouTube to get jabbed with this thing, and it's like, you're murdering your child. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't even know what's in this thing, you know? Why would you do that to your child? But there's karma being cleared all over the place. Oh, I was gonna say, for the people who during this testing period from the universe that we called quarantine, for those people who, instead of working on themselves, going through the dark night of the soul, you know, taking accountability, maybe taking a step back at maybe their darker side and working on that, learning how to balance their masculine and their feminine and shit, speaking their truth, taking yourself away from toxic family and friends that you know never had your best interest at heart to begin with. For those who went deeper into addiction, alcoholism, criminal shit, I feel sorry for you. I really do. I actually feel sorry for you. There were some people that were in my life that I explained this to them, but they laughed at it. Oh, another thing that brings you karma. Anybody who laughs at light workers and what they're trying to do, anyone who makes fun of, laughs at, and tries to stop light workers from raising their vibration, anyone who tries to deliberately fuck with a light worker and diminish that light, I can't stress this enough. You get instant karma for that. Don't believe me if you don't want to. And you can learn the hard way, because most of the people who do that have learned nothing in their life the easy way, ever, okay? So I expect you to learn this the hard way too, and be consistent. I mean, at least you guys are consistent, right? But you're going to get instant karma. Period. So see where you stand. Did you better yourself during this quarantine? A lot of us got to see people's true colors that we lived with. A lot of us were forced to get closer with people that we didn't really have to spend a lot of time with before, and we got to see what people were really like. People were being tested on what were you doing with this time. Were you doing good or were you doing shit, right? I know what I was doing. That's why these things are happening for me right now. That's why I can actually smile genuinely, and I can do these videos, and I feel comfortable doing them, and I don't mind saying how I feel about how people treated me in my life. And I know that there's a certain somebody, a certain thief, who just got caught, because I do tarot cards as well. I'm thinking about incorporating that into my videos, but I want to get a few more decks and I want to get more comfortable with it. But this shit's been popping out every time I do these cards, is that there's a certain person who is a lying thief, probably one of the biggest criminals that I've ever known in my entire life. And I didn't realize how bad it was until I walked away. But and I was shown some shit in my dreams about this person. And I tried to warn people about this person, but they had to learn the hard way too. And I'm sorry that you guys had to do that. I'm sorry that you didn't know that your own son was like this. And I'm sorry that you didn't realize that your own boyfriend was like this. But I can see people's auras. I can see and feel what somebody is like and the energy that they give off. I can read people in their fucking face. These are psychic powers that Heyoka empaths have. We are human lie detectors. When someone can't look you in the eye ever, and they're always on their phone like this, there's a problem. That's a problem, right? When they avoid people at all costs because they don't want to be susceptible to having to answer questions that they lied so much about. When they deflect and say that everybody else in their life and every ex that they've ever had was the problem in their relationships and they did no wrong ever, there's a problem with that, right? There's a problem with these kind of people, these sociopaths, these psychopaths. Anyway, this person is caught. This person is suicidal, but the universe doesn't let them take themselves out that easily because they want them to suffer for what they've done to people. This person is probably going to die in prison. And I hope that you can change yourself. I don't wish bad on anybody, because I understand that you were a lesson for me too. You taught me what kind of person I don't want to be like. And you taught me that your type of person, the type of dude that you were, was a lot like the kind of dudes that I was dating, and that I had to change a lot about myself in order to get the respect that I get from my current boyfriend now. You taught me a lot of lessons, so I'm grateful for you as well. I just wanted to say that. You woke me up. You had me go supernova. For all of you that don't know what supernova is, when an awakened empath goes supernova, look up some videos about that. It's when you literally just go apeshit, you had enough, and you start defending yourself now. You start fighting back, but it takes a lot of energy out of you. And usually when an empath, a super empath, goes supernova, you are drained completely, and we that's why we retract like recluses. And we hibernate, and we don't come out for a while, and we isolate ourselves because it takes a lot to get our energy back from going supernova. Look it up. It's pretty fascinating. But once we do that, the narcissist wants nothing to do with us because they know now that we will expose every single thing about them. And that's the one thing that they fear the most. So this person's, he's done. And anyone who was dealing with him and anyone who worked with him to go against me and try to gaslight and gang stalk me, they're all getting karma for doing this as well. So just know that whoever was in your life that was the narcissist that woke you up, whoever worked with that person to go against you, they're getting their asses handed to them with karma from dealing with this person against you. So it's really it's just better to stay to yourself during times like these. Because most people don't have your best interest at heart. Most people are always looking for some kind of gain. But as empaths, we turn pain into gain. And that is something that they cannot do. Love you guys. I hope you have a great day. I hope that you're enjoying your lives. I hope you're staying to yourself. I hope you're eating right, meditating, clearing your mind, and getting some inner peace. There aren't many people on this planet right now that have inner peace. And you're going to see just how valuable that shit really is. I'm out.